time for that. George Billionaire, Uncle Billy, a Billy in the building.
Holla, holla. It's your boy, George Billionaire.
Yeah.
On Hustle Hard.
True that.
Cappy Talk 100.4 FM. The best place to be every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always tell people there's so many radio stations out there, but there's none other like Cappy Talk.
Tell them.
You know, we get to listen to some good vibes.
Tell them.
Good music. We
it.
Get into some real life stories. We're here on Hustle Hard, you know, giving you some insight on how you can change your life.
True.
And, you know, ultimately that's what radio should be about.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Cappy Talk is the best place to be. And on Monday, especially on Monday, this is where, you know, we get that hustle inside you to get pumped up. So you can
bring it out.
So you can go through that whole week.
I was actually speaking to Q when I got in, and I was like, I'm trying to find my kick. I'm trying to find my vibe. Then he says to me, but isn't George coming in today? I'm like, that's it.
That's right.
That's it. George is coming in today, so I'm good. I'm good. So just update on stuff that you be teaching us, and you know, I'm the class captain of the pulses.
Yeah.
And I have to lead by example. You spoke about networking with people and following through with your mentors because success leaves clues. I recently started really talking to Edna Mkurajija. Wow. I had been watching her from a distance and just hearing about her work, but in the past month or so, I've been intentional about, you know, my steps towards getting to know her. Then we met at 2 events in one weekend, and she's like, you know what, I'm not seeing you this frequently for nothing. God is really up to something and all. Yeah. So today I went and I purchased her book.
Wow.
You Have All It Takes.
Wow.
And it's from the Woman Excel. And I'm thinking success is all up in this book right now. I don't even have to sit down with him and be like, so how did you start? And then, you know, so the next time I see her, I've got a reference point. I've gone through her book and I'll be like, so mom, when you did this in 1994, and she'll be like, wow.
This person knows me. Yeah.
And linking it with our topic today, that poverty is a mindset. This is the second phase of the topic. I had to look up what mindset is because we just throw these words around so carelessly, thinking we know exactly what it is. So before I hand it over to you, I'm just going to take you guys to Uncle Google, who tells us what mindset is. And Uncle Google breaks it down like this. A mindset is a characteristic of your mental attitude. So your mindset has everything to do with your attitude.
That's right.
And then it goes on to say a habitual or characteristic mental attitude that does what? That determines how you will interpret and respond to situations. That's what a mindset is.
That's right.
Your attitude, how you respond and interpret situations. So if someone says to you, but George, can it be done? Your mindset will either say, this person wants to bring me down, or this person is questioning if I've done my due diligence, if I've done my feasibility studies, have I checked out what I want to do?
Yeah.
Your mindset is going to determine whether this person is attacking you or actually giving you constructive criticism.
That's true.
So George comes through every Monday, provoking, inspiring, and equipping us. And then the attitudes and the mindsets of people.
You see, and it's a big challenge. And, you know, mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Mindset is everything. Now, in the Word of God, you know,
take us there.
There's a simple verse that says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah.
There's no way you can be transformed until you are renewed mentally in your mind. Now, I love how you started the show today with your book. I myself, Becky, we always talk about it. I came with my book today that I'm reading. It's not how good you are. It's how good you want to be.
So tell me, how many times do you have to go over a book until it makes sense?
Do you know the thing about a book, believe it or not, whenever you read a book, they are at different stages in life and encountering different issues at certain periods in your life. So there's a part which may not have caught up with you. It's like reading the Bible. There may be a verse you may go through and not understand it. But when you're going through hardship and turmoil, you will understand Psalms 23, verse 1 to 6.
Right.
But the last time you didn't understand what it meant because things were okay. So is it with reading books. And I'm one person who always encourages people with him. If your mindset is not constantly learning something every single day, I think I've told you about one of the rituals I do every single morning. I have a 20 to 30 minutes time I give myself. I call it me time. And this is for my mind to work out. Now, there are people who are no mukira kwenda ku gym. But for me, my mind is the most important tool that's going to help me to go from where I am to where I want to be. So nothing better than to start giving my mind some positivity by applying some of the things that I am learning in these books that I'm reading. So to people who are listening, I encourage you, if BeckyK and George Billy here are reading books, please find it in your free time to invest in self-development books. It's important because these things will transform your mind, and I love the definition of mindset you given by Google.
That thing changed me.
Majority of people's mindsets have been put down on them because of the way they were raised. Now, Becky, trust you me, takakura kwakasiyana, right? Some came from poor backgrounds, but trust you me, if your poor mindset which you grew up with is the one that you're expecting you to take you to the promised land, you will never go there. But when you make it a deliberate effort to say, you know what, it doesn't matter where I came from, where I am today, and to people who are listening to us of many different ages, today, if you just begin to tell yourself, kuti, hakuna word rinonzi I can't, right? I can't is the mindset of somebody who put a cap on your life or on your situation.
Who said you can only go this far? You can't go beyond this point.
Whether you think, Henry Ford says it's an amazing quote. Hansi, whether you think you can
or you can't, you are right.
You are right. And it mufungwa mako unenge watozvisaiza wega because of what you have thought about yourself. But to he, and there's so many great people who have made it in life. They believed that they could. And this is where poverty mindset comes in. The mindset of lack, the mindset of I can't, the mindset of so and so said, the mindset of people's opinions defining you. So majority of people are going to, as I always say, they are going to go to heaven and be shown a pictorial view of what they could have been. But then because of their lack of updating their mindset, on this planet, thank God for the internet, Becky. I learned so much from YouTube. I learned so much from these books. I learned so much from podcasts that we watch, that we learn. And in Indotoshaya vanhu vaya vanotanzi andina mari yekutenga book. Okay. But look, you've got Netflix, you've got YouTube, there are actually specific things you can watch which can help you.
True story.
There's The Men Who Built America. There's so many inspiring things about all these great people. You can watch about how Strive Masiwa did it, how Aliko Dangote did it.
All
of this kuyedza kuireza that poverty mindset.
That's the mindset that we need to have. 0719 100 404, a message from 4382. The mindset is a big one. It's like a software upgrade. It's our thinking that we need to control. I'm currently reading The Secret, maybe for the 4th time. Whenever I reread a book, my perspective always changes because I am not stationary. I'm developing, and there are certain concepts that only make sense once you are at a certain level. And then he sent a picture of the book that they are reading. Another one says, Becky, mindset.
So many people who think that positivity has to do with financial resources. So I will look back at one of the greatest boxers of all time. His name is Muhammad Ali.
Right.
And Muhammad Ali, from a young age, used to go around saying he's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. The negative mindsets that we grew up with, and now we begin to expose them to speaking positively. You know, I think majority of people who grew up with fathers, our our former generation fathers, who if you say dad I love you, it would, you'll never really express that, or you'll never hear your father say I'm proud with some positive inspiration. And trust you me, this is what changes a mindset from one generation to another.
True story.
But takaramba tichingoita zvaitwa with our former parents, and we keep using that mindset, the next generation is not going to be wealthy. Of you can only be in one place, and we need to open ourselves up to a mindset of receiving a whole lot more.
All right, we've got George Billionaire in studio for Hustle Hard, and we're talking about the poverty mindset. And he just came from breaking it down to us that you don't have an animal. If you want to fold it easily, you do it as soon as you skin it, and it's wet and flexible and malleable, you can still fold it. Now, you are talking about speaking well to our children and empowering them. Takura, George, who are listening, 40 years old. When we're 35, when we're 20, when we're 50, when we're 60, our mindsets have been molded in a certain way already. Is there a way out? How can I reorient myself and be like, okay, this is how my parents raised me. I'm now discovering this is not the way to do it. They only did it because they were also raised like that. So it was like a domino effect. But now I'm listening to this and I'm hearing, okay, my
made it come to pass. So with people who say I'm too old, that's an excuse. But as long as you're listening to this program right now, it's never too late to get a book, to start reading, to updating your software.
Yeah.
Now, there's a topic we once raised, to choose your hard.
Yeah.
Right? And choosing your hard right now, there are a lot of people who are choosing something which is not going to be beneficial for them in years to come. What I did earlier on, 10, 12 years back, I chose a hard life by becoming an entrepreneur. Right? I was raised, told, go to school, get a job, and things will be okay. But then I had to change my mindset because of what I was exposed to. Now, you see, one of the greatest things that I keep telling people that differentiates people who make it and who don't is that type of ambition that pushes you to become a better person.
Yeah.
Who do you look up to? Who do you listen to? Who do you give your ear to? Now, with me, so many greats in the country that I've listened to, I've started from somewhere, and then they got sick and tired of just getting the petty peanuts.
Come on.
And then they decided to go the route less traveled. So to me, the first question I would ask you is, who do you look up to? Who inspires you? Whose story or biography have you studied that says, wow, this person was like this, and you know what? They did something. They chose their hard. And there's so many people out there who are comfortable. We always talk about it. You are comfortable. But to me, I was inspired by so many people, and those people exactly similar to what I did. They resigned from their job. They went off. They started their journey. It took years for them to become established, and now they are seasoned greats. But guess what? That's because they chose what was hard. To majority of people listening, they are scared. That fear, Becky, the thing called fear, is what holds a lot of people back. And fear and poverty are very closely related. Right? If you keep living in fear.
Hold up, say it slowly. Say it slowly for the people at the back.
Alrighty.
Fear and poverty are closely related.
That's right.
Where there's fear, there's poverty.
That's it.
Goodness.
If you see yourself...
What's the difference between risk and fear? Because I know, like, people with money, wealth, and all of that, they take lots of risks. Is there fear attached to risk?
No. People who take risks are fearless.
Okay,
right?
All right.
But people who don't are people...
with fear.
That's it.
All right.
So risk takers are the ones who make it in life. If you've never taken a risk, no wonder why your life is where it is today. And I can guarantee you, you're not smiling, you're not happy, you're not enjoying your life. Because, trust you me, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Remember what we've said about fail. The word fail does not mean wafoira, or things did not work out right. Fail is abbreviated first attempt in learning. So there's something that you have learned out of the experience that you took a risk in. But majority of people, because of what is called fear, they do not even take a risk.
Not at
They
all.
do not even try because they say, what if I fail? But that is poverty underlined in capital letters.
So every time when we find ourselves asking, what if I fail? Poverty mentality is just waiting by the corner.
That's it. Remember when I told you when I wanted to start my entrepreneurship journey, and my father had a dream about me in tattered clothes, I don't think it's going to work, etc. Now, whenever you want to do something great, be very careful. Now, God whispers to people to say, Becky, start that journey of becoming an MC. But then you ask somebody who is not an MC, and they'll tell you, no, but look around. The country's got so many of them. Sit down. Just stay and do your radio. But you don't know that, and you listen to your gut. Now, everybody listening has a gut, right? And listen to your gut. Sometime it could be your father, your mother, husband, whoever. Sometime don't listen to other people's opinions when it's a life that God gave to you. This is your life. Learn to listen to your gut. Your own husband can be wrong. Your own wife could be wrong about what you feel, about what you want to pursue in life. So people shouldn't listen to the opinions of others pertaining their own life and what they want to achieve. When you do that, I can guarantee you, you'll never become what you're supposed to be. So when I chose that journey, trust you me, I didn't listen to what anybody said. I chose my own path. And coming from my father, understand, my father worked in the city council for 35 years.
So there was something that he
nobody had been an entrepreneur in the family. He wasn't going to...
He dreamt about his fears.
Yeah, and then he was like, no. You see, so he wanted to instill his fears on me. But as parents, please, let your children be very free to pursue whatever they want to. From those experiences, they learn. I so much appreciate people who go out and fall, but get themselves back up.
True.
Because they learn from those experiences, rather than trying to keep somebody on a leash. You'll never become a full version of yourself if you're always going to be held back by a leash.
It's 1:45. We're going to take a short break where I'm going to allow our listeners to send through the questions to our WhatsApp platform 0719 100 404. Or if you're watching us on Facebook, send your questions, your comments, or your contributions onto the Facebook platform on the comment section. And then when we come back, I'm going to ask my final questions and then get into your messages. Keep it locked on Capital 100.4 FM.
Beat louder, stronger.
We're going to get into
according to the Zimbabwe All Media
how
Product Survey,
your
Capital
poverty,
100.4 FM is
not
the
your fear,
third most
or maybe that's the
listened
correct
to
word, I don't know if you can
urban
correct
radio
me,
station
your
in
fear
Harare
of staying
and
in the same
fifth
place
most
made you
listened
branch
to
out
in
from Pro
Zimbabwe,
Air into
making it
doing
the
other
first ever
businesses because you saw
provincial
how
radio
successful
station to
Pro
achieve
Air was
this.
doing, and you were
Thank
like,
you
no,
for your
I
continued
can do
support.
more. You were not
Capital
comfortable and
100.4
content
FM. We are
in that
Harare's heartbeat.
space. Yeah.
Listen.
And then someone wants to join your WhatsApp group. Do you have a group?
We've got a mentorship.
Yeah, I think those are Anzi, hi Becky, can you send me group link and victory from Belvedere? Alright. If you are just joining us, you are catching the last 14 minutes of Hustle Hard. So maybe you might just catch something. We are talking about the poverty mindset part 2. And last week, if you joined us, George was just basically breaking it down that you are the only person who is standing in your own way of being where you want to be. Change the way you think, change the way that you do things, and do not have a a poverty mindset. It actually reminds me of the last message when we knocked off from the show. One of those listeners who said, what kind of a life is he living? Is he just here preaching? Or is he actually living that life? How often do you get those questions, George?
You know, Becky, I
No,
remember you're always going to have those people who are going to say the most, but then it's never something that you should let deter you from whatever you want to do. You know, and I've always said to people, live your life to the fullest, to somebody who can give you some sound advice. Rather be somebody who is wanting to learn and change your life from the lessons that you learn. I've always said to people, never shoot down somebody who has achieved something you haven't. Never try and belittle somebody who is far higher than you, because you'll never be able to learn and become or even surpass that individual if you shoot down and you hate on other individuals. So, to that brother or sister who sent that message, our purpose on Hustle Hard, as always, is to just give you some amazing insight. People have different views, but I think what we're trying to do here is to transform the minds of people so that they can become better. It's not about, is George living that lifestyle? Trust you me, Becky. I think you know me better than a lot of people. You know where I came from.
Sure.
And you know where I am now. So I can tell you, I'm not in Glenora anymore.
No,
I'm
you're
not that
not.
guy.
Neither
you
is your
know.
mindset.
You see, so
Yes.
I'm totally in a different place. And my purpose of coming on the show is to say there's a lot of people out there who just need a little push for them to get to the other side. Because life on the other side, if only people knew, if they chose just to put a little extra on top of the ordinary that they have, they can also become extraordinary just by putting a little extra. If you just begin to believe in yourself, if you begin to say, but George, you need a side hustle, you need this.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah.
you me, it will make sense sooner than later when your side hustle begins to pay you more than what you are
Than
doing
what
on
you're
your
currently
job
doing.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you'll be so grateful to say, you know what? It was on a Monday, on Hustle Hard, when I heard these people and they provoked me. My mindset was changed. I thought I could just be a stay-at-home mom and, take care of the kids and not do anything. But now I started an egg business. Now I'm supplying all over, and, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
Saka, what we are always trying to do here is that let's be people of action. Let's be people who implement these nuggets that we get. Let's be people who are positive. We are tired of negative news. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
We are tired of gossipers. We are tired of, things that are not productive. But here, every single Monday, you'll be intrigued the whole week to say, you know what can I do? And imagine, Becky, we're nearly halfway through the year.
Nearly halfway through the year.
And what have you accomplished? We began this year with all those amazing topics. And you know what? To those who have planned the year,
Chizhirega, George.
imagine, to those who have planned the year, but you can still hear people complaining, murmuring, complaining about the currency, the weather. You'll always have so much to say. But this watch is not waiting for anybody.
No, it's
This
not.
time is not waiting for anybody. Everybody is in the country of Zimbabwe and wherever they are in the world is experiencing the exact same thing. But there are others who are making it in that same economy and environment. And so you can do too. So it's important that let's embrace a positive mindset and actually just becoming a better people to do some things regardless of all these problems that we face, to
I
just
like
go
that.
forward and move on with life.
There's more messages coming through. We have to take an ad break. Interesting messages coming here. Good luck, my guy. Good luck. I won't even preempt.
Yeah, no.
I want to shock you.
Sure.
Invested in the future of the Golden League. Join
okay.
us on the 7th of June 2024 at the
Is there a
Rainbow
problem
Towers
with reading
in
novels?
Harare for
Are
a
novels okay?
groundbreaking Zim Papers Business Weekly Tobacco Conference. The conference presents a chance to unlock the
Life
potential
stories,
of Zimbabwe's tobacco industry.
like there'll be a story,
and will
but
be
a
tackling
lesson
the
in
critical
it?
issues of financing,
Or just reading about
exploring
someone,
innovative
like
solutions
a
that
story,
empower our
fictional?
farmers,
No.
strengthen the local economy through beneficiation and value addition.
But when
and promote
akatogara
sustainable
pasakatonyora
practices.
book, George.
Imagine a future where profitability meets responsibility. At the Tobacco Conference, we will
I
chart a
don't
course
see the
to
essence
get us
of that.
there. Be ready to be
So
part
we've
of
got-
the change. For partnership and
After
registration
this
details,
advert, we'll
you
have
can reach out directly to
7
our team,
minutes.
Martin,
So
on
there's 4 questions.
0772
Okay.
651
Yeah,
So
I'll answer them too.
then we want to
Benjamin
leave time
on
for the,
0773
like your final word.
216
I'm doing something on Instagram that I put on radio now, like bless your day. So just speak life.
Don't
Okay.
miss this opportunity. Join the Zim Papers
there's one more
Business
ad.
Weekly Tobacco Conference on June 7th and be part of shaping a brighter future for Zimbabwe's tobacco industry.
It's a fact. Natprint is the biggest printing
That was
house in
cut, eh?
Zimbabwe with
That was
advanced
cut.
technology in packaging and paper products. So why not entrust us with all your printing and packaging needs? Cartons, labels, books, inserts, magazines, newspapers, annual reports, flyers, brochures, posters, labels, exercise books, textbooks. I could go on and on. The list is endless. Trust Natprint. We are your perfect print partner. And with our affordable services, you can print as much as you need. So why wait? Visit Natprint today and experience the convenience and quality of modern printing. Visit our website www.natprint.co.zw or come to 102 Simon Mazorodze Road, Southerton, Harare now. Email sales@natprint.co.zw or call Usi on 0772 863-994, Tariro on 0714-605-663 now for more information. Natprint, Total Print Solutions.
It's your boy George Billionaire, and you're listening to Cappy Talk 100.4 FM, Harare's heartbeat. With yours truly, Becky K.
It's the final minutes of Hustle Hard. We are about to shut it down. George, you branched out to do other business outside, Pro Air. What pushed you to do that? Why not just stick to what was giving you money anyway?
So, Becky, I think one of the most important things people need to understand is that the most important thing you need to do is what we spoke about on a previous show called Focus, which abbreviated is follow one course until success. So I think I've mentioned this before. When you hear the name of any successful person, there's one thing specifically that made them become who they are. And only at a certain stage, as the business grows, you then look at other avenues that can assist your streams of income to increase. And this is why then, because of the mentorship I got from various people to say, George, you need to, scatter your seeds so that you'll be covered and you have additional streams of income. So all that came from my mentors, because they had been in business many years before, but they then advise. So to people out there, I don't encourage you to branch off and diversify too quickly, because you need to make sure that whatever business you've started 15 years is now strongly rooted. A lot of people try and branch out too quickly, and then that affects the main stem of the business, and then the business collapses. So until, of course, it's important, I always highlight, have a mentor, have advisors in your business who can advise you. And when you diversify, there's a quote that says, don't ever let the apple fall far from the tree. Always diversify within already what your existing business does, so that it complements already what you're doing. I think one of the greats of that, we have got Strive Masiwa in the country of Zimbabwe. If you see how he's diversified, it's not too far from his already key existing business, similar to Philip Mataranyika, similar to, so many people I can mention. So when you diversify, avoid really too extreme, diversify within your portfolio so that it complements your already existing business.
All right. Paula, what's the hashtag hustle hard? Hanzi kugeto tinenge tichichoda kubva right now kwaane matsotsi vanenge vachiti vanotengesa mastands. Dzimba dzekumasabha totodzidawo. We are struggling a lot kuti zviite patinoramba.
Yeah, true that. I said this even last week. I think one of the best blessings I ever had was the exposure of going across town and staying at my friend's house and just being exposed. Saka wakaenda in a different environment, it changes your mindset. You begin to see different things. A bed in Borodale Brook, right, is safe. It knows that I can walk right next to somebody and nothing will happen.
No reggae.
But if you go in a high density suburb, you know that is lunch, or it knows it cannot even come close to the ground. So there's exposure that happens, and it changes your mindset. This will go famba, freely. So that exposure, trust you me, messes you up. And Kanauri Mono, who is inspired, it will do something to you to say, you know what, kana vanhu ava vachirarama upenyu hwakadai. And especially when you then get to find out that these people also grew up in the high density suburb, but they got to a point where they were exposed. Saka to me, vanhu vese vari kuteerera ndakabvawo kugeto inini, the most important thing, go to places which make you feel uncomfortable. Ndo zvinouraya poverty mentality.
Come on.
Enda kune nzvimbo dzekuti, you know what, they mess you up. That way, I promise you, you'll never be the same.
From St. Mary's Chitungwiza, this is Lenny Majandu, listening from ZRP St. Mary's. Anzi George Billionaire anondikomborera mufunge. Wakomborera officer.
Wow.
Takomborera officer vashayo to say. George, Anzi Becky, please tell George Billionaire that my mind has been consuming his words, and through his inspiration, I decided to set my ball in motion. It's now rolling. The statements that strengthen me from Uncle Billy are: 1, if I can, then why can't I do it? Number 2, behind the doors of my fears lie my treasures. Number 3, an idea is only good enough when it is executed. I remember that one. Number 4, I can do all things through Jesus Christ. This is from Eunice. You are changing lives, Uncle Billy.
Wow.
You're changing lives.
It's important.
You're changing lives.
And this is what we're doing on Hustle Hard. It's good to hear such reviews from people. And this is why we're here. And it's always good to get that feedback.
I love it. Then we've got a couple of people asking to join your group. I've been asked to send, and please send group link. I'm blank now. I'm like,
All
group
right.
link where?
Okay.
Can see George Billionaires.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
What are they doing?
The GB mentorship hotline number is 0712 840 840. We've got a masterclass, which
It's
is
a hotline, Joshua. 0712 840 840.
that's right. So anybody who wants to join the masterclass,